Okay. Today we're gonna be reacting to Brent Faiyaz's new album. As you all know, I love me some toxic lovable Brent Faiyaz. You know, got a video on the channel already describing about it. I really like Brent Faiyaz. I love just how hot and I just love how he weekend vibes, and I love the weekend, so I really appreciate this unapologetic toxic, Okay, so the first track, Villain's Theme, waited 2 years for this album, so I'm really excited. This guy announced it that last year, but dropped Mercedes, so let's see what this album's about. All right, here we go. Stop. Okay, so what I got from that first track was Brent reflecting on his music and how he feels it's temporary happiness. You know, all this toxicity in his relationships, he doesn't feel too happy with it. He kind of feels more regretful in a sense, and this is kind of new, especially coming from Brent so far, as he's obviously the first intro of the track is called Villain's Theme. So what I'm thinking for this album is maybe, at least the story behind it, is he feels like he's in the wrong for what he's doing and how he's living his lifestyle, and he knows it. He knows that, and that was something reflected on Fuck the World, but he continues to live like that. So I'm assuming this is what the album's going to be about. He also explains how temporary euphoria, how everything is just bullshit, you know, toxicity, relationships, writing, everything is just bullshit. And that's what the first track's about. So pretty sure Brent is feeling really sad for the actions he's done. The next track is called Loose Change. So I'm really excited for this concept. The album seems good so far. I love the cover art and I love the production. Anything that has Mike Dean and all of them on it is automatically phenomenal in my opinion. So here we go. Wow, this song's beautiful. Loose Change was absolutely phenomenal. I think it's very, what I'm understanding from the track so far is Brent. I think this is going to be a complete introspective album. He's saying he knows that he's the toxic one, and he feels bad. It feels like a consequence that he's carrying with him, like living the way he does, because he constantly talks about all the stuff he's getting, all the stuff he's feeling with this girl, and all the stuff he's doing wrong with this girl. And I love that. I love this introspection of Brent. We got some of it on Fuck the World, but now this takes it to a maximum so far, and especially when this is the only second track. I'm very excited. It kind of reminds me of an inverse of The Weeknd's earlier work, where it was like unapologetically toxic, but more. It's now more of like it's an inverse. So now it's more like a reflection, aware of being toxic, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. The next track was Gravity, but pretty sure everyone and their mom has heard Gravity, so we're just gonna do Hold Your Heart. This is an interlude, so I'm pretty excited for this. Oh, it's Heal Your Heart, not Hold Your Heart. I was outside every day, trying to make it home to you, babe. When I get Oh my god. Oh, this piano is beautiful. Wow. That is a beautiful ass interlude. I can't even begin to process. Wow. Holy shit. Oh. Okay, nothing much from Heal Your Heart. But pretty much Brent wants this girl. He wants her bad, obviously, and he doesn't feel complete without her. So he wants her to be there for him. That's what I got from the track. Besides that, the piano, beautiful. This entire track is insanely beautiful, and I really appreciate the production. I know I'm a meat ride the shit out of this production, bro. I'm gonna meat ride it so hard. Yeah, I'm really liking this album so far. I've been waiting for a Brent album for so long, and the fact that I'm finally getting one and listening to it with this incredible, it has this incredible, what's the word, atmosphere that has come with the album, especially with the cover art, the feelings of the production, and the marketing for it has all been top notch, and it's put me in like this world that I feel, and I'm really excited for it. So the next one is a skit, Egomaniac, and I'm assuming this is going to tie in with the story of the album. So here we go. Okay, that was the skit, Egomaniac. Wow, a lot of words. I'm pretty sure it ties in with the story of the album so far. Brent leaving his lover or girlfriend or whatever she is. She's pregnant. Him pretty much saying, oh, goodbye, goodbye, baby. Talking to his baby. Why did I do this? Talking to his baby. Talking to his baby like his little child. And for her to just say, oh, I love you at the end, I feel like that's pretty powerful. Even if you're toxic, that love you is kind of crazy. It's just kind of crazy. Because think of it like this. You're in a toxic relationship, and you know they're being toxic, and they still proceed to act like it's not a big deal. And that's what Brent's doing. That's what Brent is painting himself. And it's not a good picture at all. And I think that also, once again, loops back in with the album, especially with the intro track being the villain's theme. I think he's painting himself as a villain, or at least showing the consequences of this life that he lives. So yeah, next track, All Mine. Here we go.
Ugh, who does that? Get everyone's face.
Oh, this production is kind of crazy. Ooh, this. Oh. Okay, that was All Mine. That track has very interesting production for sure. Very different production from Brent. And that track was pretty much about how he's putting it out there that he's not the greatest guy to this girl. He's not the greatest person. He's made terrible, terrible choices. He's obviously the one to blame. But he knows that in the end, this girl's going to always come back to him. And he uses examples such as the airport, such as the other example, to provide, evidence that she's always going to come back. So he starts to become more toxic, if that makes sense. Interesting track from Brent. Really, really new. I really like that. That chorus is infectious. But that's expected from Brent. The next track is Price of Fame, but that's already a single, so I'm not going to react to that. So the next one is Ghetto Gatsby, featuring Alicia Keys. And I'm really excited for this, so here we go. I was excited for this, and then I get an ad, because I don't have Spotify Premium anymore, because I'm in my broke man era, so I have to deal with YouTube Music to listen to the entire album. Oh, stop. I love. Yo, what the hell? Okay, that was Ghetto Gatsby. What I got from that track, first of all, was like this whole theme of money, with Gatsby being obviously super rich and him with pretty much having an affair with Daisy, which is Tom's wife. What I'm getting from this track is it's kind of similar. How he obviously is flexing and he's talking about a lot of his, he's got cars, he's got money, he's got this sense of entitlement to him, and it's kind of giving off, like he says, Gatsby vibes. And I think that's he's phenomenal. Okay, that small little short verse is phenomenal. I'm gonna be honest, I could not understand what she was saying a little bit, but that's because my speaker is garbage. But I really like her part. I really like the production so far. I really like the production. So yeah, really good album. Next track is Wasting Time featuring Neptunes and Drake. We already know about the track, so I'm gonna skip it. The next one is Rolling Stone. Oh my god, stop. Oh my god, wow. Oh, dude, stop. Okay, last track was Rolling Stone. Once again, very intimate track. Very, very intimate track, and is playing into the theme of Brent's album as portraying himself as a villain. He knows he's wrong. He's obviously toxic, and he knows of it. He actually knows of it, and he feels regret for it. And this is obviously, like I previously said, this is new. This is new coming from Brent. We've never seen this introspective type of person from him, and I think it's really nice to see this, especially correlating with the entire story of the album. How he feels like, sure, he's rich, but he's not getting happy from it. He doesn't have true happiness because he wants a real relationship, but he keeps messing it up and he keeps tearing it down, and that's all his fault. And he knows it's fault. He knows it's his fault, so it just keeps getting worse. Next track. I like his flow a lot. His flow's really nice. Okay, FYTB featuring Joni was a pretty interesting track. I think the track represents obviously how he's speaking throughout the song. He's saying how if this girl really matters to him, find him a plug, get him those drugs. He wants those drugs. He obviously chooses drugs over girls, and he's very kind of open with it, and that leads me to think that further reinforces the idea of the album, that it's an introspective understanding of himself, kind of like Fuck the World, but in a more meaningful way. Like I said, something we never seen before from Brent, and I think that's really interesting. Joni's verse was absolutely pretty phenomenal. I love the flow they both had on this album. I've never seen this flow from Brent before, and I've never really... I've delved into his discography, and obviously there's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of... he's done different flows before, and there's obviously a little bit of different then and now. But I can really appreciate when he really tries and he steps it up. And not steps it up, but when he really tries and he changes. And I really like this. I really like this whole album. This album's beautiful, and I can really appreciate the sound of it. I really like the sound. And the next track is a skit, Oblivion. So here we go. Okay, so what I'm getting from Oblivion is... Okay, now I could be looking way too deep with this, so let me just put the hand out real quick. I could be looking way too in deep with this, but I think Brent is drinking because he feels guilty for what he's doing to his actual, I guess, baby mama. His girlfriend is pregnant, and he's cheating on her with another girl. Assuming they don't have an open relationship, this is obviously really bad for many reasons, and I think... he's drinking, the way he's speaking on the album. He knows he's shit. He knows he's a shitty person. So he's trying to escape through drugs within the previous track. and alcohol within this track. And yeah, no words for that, for the ending though. No words for the ending. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I would have been fucked if my family were home. All right, next track, Addictions, Brent Faiyaz and Trey Amani. Trey Amani's pretty good, so I'm really excited. Oh, damn. Okay. Trey Amani's always goated. Okay, so Addictions is pretty much about how Brent knows he's messed up, and maybe he's trying to rationalize a way to. He's trying to rationalize with himself, like, oh, maybe I need this instead of that. That's what I'm getting from the song. I had to cut my recording because yesterday I had some technical difficulties, and now I'm back, so I kind of don't remember what the other half of the song was, but I will try to my best to recollect it. And since I'm very lazy, I'm not gonna go back, and I'm just gonna do this. But yeah, a solid verse from Trey Armani. I listened to that album that him and Lost Boys came out with, and that was phenomenal. But solid verse. Really liked it. Really liked the beat. Liked what the song meant, and yeah, pretty much Brent is in a confused spot in his life right now, and he's trying to, because it's kind of like he's bouncing back and forth. Like, he knows he's a piece of shit, and he doesn't at the same time. Or no, it's not that he doesn't. He knows, but
she wanna fly with you, let's make good. I'll be your role model. Don't need us tomorrow. Gotta be the automobile. Tell me what you want. You say you had enough.
Okay, so I might be looking way too deep into this, but I view the track as, like, for example, he says, if there's no money, I can be your role model, right? What I'm thinking is, if there's no money involved in something, maybe he acts a certain way, and maybe this way is obviously a facade that he puts on, when in reality, he's a piece of shit that he's portraying himself, right? And I'm thinking that's what the meaning of the track is, because aside from that, tying in with the villain theme and tying in with that and tying in with Brent being this bad person and portraying himself and singing about himself and putting himself in more of a kind of like, now I wouldn't say a vulnerable position, but I would more say a more like, it's not really reflective. I mean, it is. No, it's reflective. He's putting himself in a dangerous position, kind of. Putting himself in this bad light and showing the consequences of living the life that he lives instead of showing, like, the actual benefits. And what I get from this is that most of the actions he's singing about are really terrible, and that's what kind of ties further into the album. That's what I got from that track, at least. So, the next... overall, the production was amazing. Brent always delivers, and sadly, we have 4 tracks. Oh, who is that? God, I forgot the feature track list, or the feature list. Creep on a bitch like Odell, stop it. Okay, that was Jackie Brown, and I really liked that track because one, the instrumental was absolutely insane, and two, hold on, give me a minute, man. I look like such an incompetent loser doing this. Okay, so what I found interesting about that track is, yeah, I just looked it up. So leave me alone. It's maybe I'm happy, or I think he says maybe I'm happy with myself. And then, like, he says he's not. So once again, he knows he's not happy with himself. Like, he's portraying that he's not happy with himself. He hates this. He obviously hates this person who he is, but he can't control it, and he keeps doing it. And in a way, it ties back into the theme that he's a villain. He's a villain. He's literally the villain. That's the entire... I think Brent's honestly a master with tying in the consistency and the actual overarching theme of this album. He's tying it all together, and he keeps it consistent, and I really like that. I really like seeing this from Brent. I really like this project. This is definitely his best project, in my own opinion. I really like, from a technological standpoint and like from like an actual standpoint, I feel like I haven't listened to enough music to properly see like the faults and comparisons between the two albums and see the faults in this one. But for so far, I'm really enjoying it just based off like feeling of it. I really like it so far. So the next track is Bad Luck. Oh, sorry, my camera died. But as I was saying, it's interesting seeing Brent be in this vulnerable state, him acknowledging how he's scared and he doesn't want to be alone. And he's tired of living the life. And I really do like this because on Fuck the World, it was like, just fuck that shit. And what I also find more hard-hitting about it, too, is that, I forgot, it was the interview where they're painting the woman in the bathtub. And he says he writes all of his shit. He means all of it, too. So what's even more interesting is that he actually feels this and he actually means this, and you know it's sincere, and it just makes the message of the entire album come off even more hard-hitting because it's already a sad album, but the fact that he's real about it and that he means this is amazing. So the next one is a skit, Wake Up Call. It's 5 minutes long, so I'm eager to hear this. So here we go. Oh shit, yo.
I'm almost there. Don't do this. Hey, don't hurt yourself with a baby.
Yo, that was crazy. That was actually crazy. Okay. So this track. So what I'm assuming is the skit for Egomaniac is the fight that they had while they were in the relationship, and I think the skit for Oblivion is when they first met. Okay, so for further clarification, I say that the skit for Oblivion is when they first met. I was completely wrong. I'm watching this while editing. I was completely wrong. It is actually just another girl that he's with, and his baby mama calls him. So ignore this moron as he talks. So, wow. I'm at a loss for words. So what I got from that track is, and this whole entire album, is this is the consequences of Brent living his life. This is what will happen if he keeps living his life like this. And I think this is wow. What? Oh, that's crazy. Holy shit. Okay. Last track is Angel. Here we go. I'm assuming that his character has died, obviously from the car crash. I think I haven't listened to an album so cinematic since After Hours and Dawn FM. And this album, I must say, is probably one of the most enjoyable albums I've listened to this entire year. Wow. I'm at a loss for words. this shit really was a fucking masterpiece, as you would say. It was crazy. This entire album is beautiful. It's so cinematic. It's got a story. It's playfully produced. Amazing production. Experimental production. Some of the sounds I've heard before, but some of the sounds are new for Brent especially. And even if you go to his previous work, he's obviously played in some of these different sounds. And this one, coming from a new sound, being produced by Mike Dean and other producers, is really amazing, and it works with him. His flows in this album, everything in this album is amazing. And this album is God tier. Okay, I'm gonna be meat riding this album for the next months. Insane. Lastly, this track was about Brent just full on being vulnerable this entire time. He hates himself. He literally hates himself. That's what this entire song is about. He hates himself, and he loves this girl, and he doesn't want her to leave, because if she leaves, he'll go right back to what the fuck was that? If she leaves, he'll go right back to that lifestyle. And literally, like in that lifestyle, like in that track, he will die. Just like in that song.